glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Ride, got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
You see the European grill, so the lips gliss. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them sick whips. Brick slip, roll with me, catch a contact. High definition popping, flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood stunting when I leave, dude.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
I can't deny, I feel I'm such a fly guy. Top chop, call him Sleepy Hollow when they ride by. I know the haters can't stand it. I ain't got a blemish on my Jolly Rancher candy. Ride on, ride, top let down. Weaving through the crowd with the bass up loud. Just slide, on the slab when I creep. Take a bath or you put your ass on them seats. Ride, got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Yo. What's happening with it? Old school in the building. What's happening with it? What it do?
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
What's happening with it, man? Y'all tune in. Y'all hop in. Jump in the comments. Let me know when you're in the building. Yeah, it's going down this weekend. Y'all got to excuse it probably look crazy because I'm on my tablet. My computer was dead. What's up with it? Say, man, it's going down this weekend. It's going to get live. It's time to show and prove. Like I told everybody, man. I told everybody last year, 2025 was going to be the year of shit or get off the pot. Ain't no more ducking, ain't no more hiding. It's on and popping in boxing now. So like I said, man, I ain't been on here in a minute, but y'all jump in the comments. Let me know y'all in the building. We definitely gonna cook tonight. We definitely gonna cook. Hey, salute to that boy Devin Haney. I ain't gonna lie. Devin Haney done dropped his nuts on him. Salute to Devin Haney for real, man. Salute to Devin. I ain't gonna lie. He surprised me. He running straight to the smoke. When it come to resume and running the smoke, can't nobody say nothing bad about Devin Haney to me. And Shakur, hey, y'all done pissed Shakur off. Don't move the goalpost when he beat the shit out of Will. If he go out there and beat the dog shit out of Williams and Zepeda and show out, don't try to move the goalpost. But yeah. I ain't get some folks in the building. And like I said, I'm on my tablet. My computer died, so.
Shit's different in this bitch. Fuck it. I ride. Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide.
Y'all give me a second.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide. Choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
You see the European grill, so the lips gliss. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them sick whips. Brick slip, roll with me, catch a contact.
Teach, what's happening with it? Salute.
See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I
Mike Carpenter, man, he need his bald-headed faggot ass beat. That's what he need. Mike Carpenter. See, I hate a dude like that talk a whole bunch of shit, but as soon as he get confronted by one of them fighters, he try to act like he don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand that dude. That dude a coward. He's a coward. And you know, his job is to be a journalist, right? His job is to talk straight down the middle, not troll fighters and talk bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude is for him to still have his job and to still be getting credentials and to be able to cover all these fights, that shit's ridiculous. He shouldn't even be able to have no credential and cover fights because I guarantee you, if one of these black let's say, you know what I'm saying, like if Blue Blood or Champ Side or whoever it may be, I guarantee you if they did the same shit that he do, they wouldn't have no credential. They'll snatch their credential hella quick. They wouldn't be able to report on these fights. Shit, you know. I know y'all remember Fred. Y'all remember Fred? They snatched his shit quick. I know how that shit worked. But you know, they let his bald headed ass do whatever he want to and say whatever he want to. Yeah, he need his ass beat. Cause at least if you gonna talk that shit, when the fighter, you know what I'm saying, press you about it, stand on it. Stand on what you said. Don't try to pretend and act like you don't know what they talking about. And you know what I'm saying? Now you all of a sudden got amnesia and shit. Cause y'all see how he was acting when Shakur pressed his ass. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I bet you don't. Saying goofy ass boy. Old school say both Devin and Shakur appear to be real ones. They just have to prove it in the ring. Well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't have. They got to prove it in the ring because I think, man, they got a career of proving themselves. But it's like it's a double standard for a lot of fighters, depending on how big their fan base is on social media. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, if Devin go out there and put on a great performance, they gonna move the goalposts. If Shakur go out there and put on the great performance, they gonna move the goalposts. Right now, I got Brian Norman stopping Devin. That's just my opinion. But win, lose, or draw, you gotta respect it. You feel me? Because when everybody said that Devin Haney was afraid of power, that he wasn't gonna get in there with no power puncher, and he proved all of us wrong. You know what I'm saying? He proved all of us wrong, and you gotta respect that. Oh yeah, Teach. Oh yeah, he definitely won't bald head ass Mike Carpenter. He definitely won't Shakur to lose. Like that should have make his that should have make his whole year if Shakur lose. But hey, he gonna have to bite blood out his bottom lip and continue to bite blood out his bottom lip. Say ain't no more motherfucking lips. And you know white folks don't got no lips anyway. I'm just playing, but I ain't. George Smith, salute. But yeah, he just gonna have to keep biting blood out his bottom lip, cause you know, it ain't happening. Yeah. But and hey, this a hell of a card this weekend. You talking about Subriel Matiz versus Poyo. That's a 50-50 fight right there. Like, that's a toss-up. You know what I'm saying? I keep going back and forth with myself on who gonna win that fight because I can see it going both ways. I can see Matiz stopping him, and I can see Puyo outboxing Matiz. If Matias can't stop, if Matias can't get the stoppage, Puyo wins that fight on decision for sure. Cause Puyo, that alien head looking motherfucker can fight. Now I don't think that he looked that good against Sandor Martin, but if you look at Sandor Martin, right, quiet is kept. Who's looked good against Sandor Martin? I ain't never seen a fighter look good against Sandor Martin. He made Mikey Garcia retire. Um, he really beat Teofimo Lopez and had him crying in the camera talking about some I don't know if I still got it. You know what I'm talking about? And then he had all them wins over there in Spain that we don't know. But that don't mean that just because we didn't see him fight that he wouldn't like that. And I mean, most of us thought like, nah, he ain't like that. Because if you look at him, you're like, okay, he from Spain. He don't look like he really one of them ones. But it's starting to turn out that Sandor Martin is really like that. And you don't see no fighter stepping up to the plate really wanting that smoke against him. So once again, Puyo didn't look his greatest in his last fight against Sandor Martin, but we ain't never seen nobody look good against Sandor Martin now that we got, plenty of tape to go back and watch. LeVar Cooper, what it do? What's happening with it? Our Stokes say salute. I love this weekend. Don't forget that all girl joints. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Man, this weekend is this is a powerful weekend for boxing, right? I think Savannah Marshall in the fight that I'm most excited to see is Savannah Marshall versus Shadeja Green. Savannah Marshall, I don't even think she ain't fought since she ain't fought in a couple of years since she beat Franchon Cruz, but the boxing world, right, is forgetting about Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall, to me, right now, because you still got, Caroline Dubois, she still kind of, she still ain't got a big fight yet to prove herself, but I think she one of them ones. But I think that Savannah Marshall is probably the best female fighter in all of boxing after Clarissa Shields. I'm going to say that again. If Savannah Marshall is still what she was when we last seen her in the ring, I believe that she is the best female fighter. She just don't have all that hype behind her no more because I don't know what it is with her management. I don't know why it's been so far in between with her getting fights. I think she only got like 14 professional fights her whole career. But Savannah Marshall was knocking every female fighter out that she got in the ring with until she faced Clarissa Shields. And to this day, she is the woman that's giving Clarissa Shields her toughest battle. Like, by far. By far. Clarissa Shields had to bite down and get that victory versus Savannah Marshall. All them other girls, she was walking through them easy. Easy. Even Hannah Gabriel, after she got knocked down and early, she walked through Hannah Gabriel. Ain't no other woman in females boxing gave Clarissa Shields even close to a test, and Savannah Marshall gave her all that she could ask for and some. Now, Clarissa clearly won that fight, but hey, that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing Savannah Marshall back in the ring against Shadeja Green. And hey, if Shadeja Green ain't on point with her defense, she might get stopped. So one victory I'm gonna guarantee this weekend is Savannah Marshall over Shadeja Green. That's for sure. Shadeja Green ain't beating Savannah Marshall. And I like Shadeja Green, but she ain't on Savannah Marshall's level. But like I said, I think one thing that Shadeja Green does have going for her is Savannah Marshall been hella inactive. Savannah Marshall, she looking like the Keith Thurman a woman's boxing. You know what I'm saying? She damn near might be the Keith Thurman of women's boxing. George Smith say it's really Haney fans out here that think Shakur about to lose to Zepeda can't make it up. I ain't really seen, honestly, I ain't seen too many Haney fans say that. Uh, what I have seen when it comes to Shakur Williams Zepeda, I seen Tank fans say that Shakur was ducking Zepeda. I see them say that, he ain't gonna know how to handle a volume puncher and Zepeda gonna get in his ass. And then when the fight was made and announced, I seen them move the goalposts. Then it was Zepeda some trash. Shakur, when is you gonna fight somebody? If Shakur, if he don't go out here and stop Zepeda and dominate him, he ain't what he say he is. I've seen the goalposts move, right? So I seen him go from Shakur was gonna lose to Zepeda. He don't know how to handle a volume puncher till he was ducking Zepeda to Zepeda ain't shit and Shakur better dominate it. That's what I've seen, honestly. And that's been from majority. And I'm not talking about every Gervonta Davis fan. If the shoe fit, wear it. If you feel some type of way, I'm talking to you. But that's what I've seen from the majority of Tank fans. Now, as far as Devin Haney fans, I haven't seen it. Now, I'm not saying that's not the case, but I haven't seen Devin Haney fans saying that Williams Zepeda gonna beat Shakur. But it's a lot of people that even the Tank fans, and I'm gonna keep it real. I don't sugarcoat shit, and they know I'm telling the truth. They know I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna come out and flat out admit it, but they know I'm telling the truth. They want to see Gervonta Davis lose so bad. I mean, not Gervonta Davis. They want to see the Tank fans want to see Shakur lose so bad. Hey, man. They want to see Shakur lose so goddamn bad. That's who really want to see Shakur lose. So all of that conversation with Shakur and Tank need to fight Shakur, so they don't have to hear that no more. They hate hearing that shit. They don't like that. Anthony Johnson, what's happening with it? Dangerous Desiree Bullies, what's happening? Yeah, Dangerous Desires Bullies. My bad. But yeah, y'all come and let me know, you know what I'm saying, how y'all feel about some of this shit. Joseph Jackson say, here go a diehard Devin Haney fan. Joseph Jackson, a diehard Devin Haney fan. He said, "What's up? I got Core winning 9-3 or by 10-round stoppage if he feeling so good. If he feeling super good." Kawhi Elliott, what it do? He say salute. He said Core hands are better. He said Core putting belt to ass facts. Yeah. That's another good thing I'm hearing, man. Even if you look at his hands, right? If y'all look at the pictures of his hands, last fight, when he ended up having to fight Josh Padley, man, his hands was beat up. His hands look nasty. That shit looked bad. Now his hands, even if you look at them from the outside, they look healed. And I talked to my man Just last night. My man Just he was doing a live stream, and he was in contact with Shakur People, and he said Shakur People say his hands is back to 100%. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt, because once you got hand injuries, what is 100%? You know what I'm saying? So I just translate that to his hands are fully healed, right? Man, people don't understand, man. That same surgery that he had, Canelo Alvarez had, and it took him like 14 months to come back, right? Um, who else had that surgery? Jermell Charlo had that same surgery. It took him 16 months to come back. Shakur came back within like what? After he had that hand surgery, I think it was like 5 months, four and a half, 5 months. He came back off of the hand surgery. So of course he shouldn't have been in the ring that soon. But a lot of times, man, people just, these fighters gonna push it when that bread is on the table. You know what I'm saying? He pushed it. That bread was on the table, and he said, hey, fuck it. I need that bread. I want that bread. If I got to use one hand, that's what I'm gonna do. If my hands fail me, so be it. I'm still gonna get that W, but I'm still gonna walk away with, multiple M's. So we know what it was, but now, they say that he's been doing therapy. He's of course had a lot longer to heal his hands, and he ready to go now. He ready to go. Now, will his hands hold up, for however long the fight go? You know what I'm saying? Because William Zepeda, them Mexicans like that, they keep coming. They got hard heads. You hit them on the arms, you hit them on the elbows, you hit them on the head. Will his hands withstand? Once he start punching on William Zepeda with them 8-ounce gloves on. I don't know, but one thing I do know is that William Zepeda can't beat him anyway. Either way. But man, this a hype. This a nasty card. This card is a hell of a card. Hell of a fight weekend. Like I said, we got Friday, all the women. You got Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. I've seen that fight over and over. We're gonna see the same fight with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. They gonna go at it, but it's gonna be the same fight. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be a close fight. I said, Alicia Baumgardner. I don't know who she fighting. I don't know who she fighting. But like I said, I think the best woman on that card is Savannah Marshall, if she's still who she was the last time we saw her fight. That's who I'm really looking forward to see is Savannah Marshall, because like I said, I think that she slept on, and Savannah Marshall can fight her ass off. Now, she gonna be the same Savannah Marshall? We don't know. But Kawhi Elliott, what's happening? Rick Tens, what did it do? Kawhi Elliott says Zepeda gets stopped by a liver shot. Hey, I can see that happening. I definitely can see that happening. If Shakur is fully healthy, he gonna stop Zepeda. I'm saying that, let me take that back. If Shakur hands, right? If he don't hurt his hands in this fight, I see him stopping Zepeda. Because see, what they did is they didn't talk all of that. Oh, Tom and Jerry this and Tom and Jerry that, and now he want to prove a point. He want to go out there and prove a point and show people, hey, F all that Tom and Jerry shit y'all talking about. Y'all seen me over and over again fight in the pocket. I guess I gotta remind y'all how I get down in the pocket in that mid-range. I guess I gotta remind y'all. You know what I'm saying? But see, I don't know if he don't understand. It doesn't matter how great of a performance he goes out there and puts on, right? The cats that hate on him, all they gonna do is move the goalpost. That's it. The same shit they used to do to Floyd Mayweather. They would say he ain't gonna do this and he ain't gonna do that and he ain't. And then when he go out there and do it, and make it look easy, what would they do? He move the goalposts. They would move the goalposts each time. Kawhi Elliott, you want to put some bread on that? Hey, you got Shadeja Green. I got Savannah Marshall. I got bread on it if you trying to do something. DeMonte Walker, what it do? But that's all that's gonna happen. It is the same fans that wake up, ain't brushed their motherfucking funky ass mouth, still got coal in their eyes, and the first thing they do is get on Twitter or get on YouTube to start hating on Shakur. If he puts on a dominant performance, if he stops Zepeda, or if he, just put on a dominant performance, they're going to move the goalposts. They finna be like, Zepeda was some trash. Who Zepeda beat? Tevin Farmer did this to him, and that's all it's gonna be. But like I posted on Twitter, right? Because people forget, but see, I don't forget shit. Check this out. A certain particular fan base hyped up Pitbull Cruz. Remember, that fan base is Gervonta Davis's fan base. I hate to keep saying it, but this is the truth. It is what it is. Feel how you want to feel about it. They were saying that Pitbull Cruz is this and Pitbull Cruz is that, and they was hyping Pitbull Cruz, right? A lot of them were saying that Pitbull was better than Shakur. Pitbull would mow down Shakur Stevenson, and Pitbull would beat all these dudes, right? Now, they kind of calmed that down a little bit once Rayo put a whooping on Pitbull, but right, they was hyping up Pitbull. Now, people forget that Gervonta Cabrera fought Pitbull Cruz on the undercard of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Y'all remember that? Did y'all forget? Gervonta Cabrera actually beat Pitbull Cruz. He outboxed him. Like, to me, it was clear. He beat Pitbull Cruz clearly, outboxed him, right? Well, Gervonta Cabrera, a little bit after, he fought William Zepeda. William Zepeda walked through that boy and stopped him in like 3 rounds. Yeah, William Zepeda walked through Gervonta Cabrera and stopped him easy. Made him look like he was some shit. I'm talking about just walked him down and demolished him. I think he stopped him with a body shot, right? So, bam. That's one. Now, I hate to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because I respect Devin and I respect how Devin moved. But the same guy that Devin Haney got his, became undisputed by fighting, goddamn George Kambosos, right? George Kambosos fought Maxie Hughes. Y'all remember when George Kambosos fought Maxie Hughes on ESPN, and Maxie Hughes beat George Kambosos clearly. Fight wasn't even close. He outboxed him clearly. Fight wasn't even close. Maxie Hughes, and they robbed Maxie Hughes and gave it to George Kambosos, right? Yeah, everybody remember that shit, right? Well, after that, Maxie Hughes went and fought William Zepeda. William Zepeda ran him down and stopped him in like 4 or 5 rounds. Made him look like he wasn't shit. So I'm saying all of that to say this, right? If Shakur Stevenson go out there and whoop on William Zepeda, beat his ass, they're still going to tell you that Shakur Stevenson ain't fought nobody. William Zepeda was never shit. He ain't never fought nobody. Right? They going to get amnesia and forget about all of that shit. They going to get amnesia and forget they was the same ones that was telling you that Shakur Stevenson was ducking William Zepeda before the fight was made. That Shakur Stevenson ain't going to know what to do with a Valiant puncher. That Shakur Stevenson, he going to try to win by running for 12 rounds. Remember that. And watch Watch. I'm telling y'all, watch how they move the goalpost. Why Elliott say Turkey said that if Core win, Turkey said he gonna make Tank a offer he can't refuse if he beat Roach. That's a if. So and I respect. I don't even expect Gervonta Davis to acknowledge that, right? Because his focus got to be on Lamont Roach, right? So I know if they, I don't know what the hell going on with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach because the fight is supposed to be in a month and they still ain't announced the date, the venue, nothing. So I don't know what they got going on. Like if that's how, if that fight is gonna happen when they say it's gonna happen, PBC need their ass kicked. Because how you gonna promote a fight of that magnitude and not promote it? You know what I'm talking about? And you know what I'm saying? And expect everybody to buy plane tickets, hotel reservations, and do all of that for the people that's going to the fight because it's probably going to be in Vegas. How you going to expect people to make all those arrangements when boxing is booming now? I'm sorry, but Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach ain't the hottest thing going on in boxing right now. Even if they do finalize this fight. You got Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford right around the corner in September. You got all type of shit going on in boxing right now. So Gervonta Davis ain't the hottest ticket. So if they think that they could just tell people at the last minute and that shit gonna just be booming because it's Tank Davis, they're gonna have to lower the ticket prices or something. Because people can't just get up and move on a dime. That's not how you promote a fight. And if I'm Tank, if I'm Lamont Roach, I'm pissed off. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't sell me short. Don't shortchange me on my fight. Yeah, WTF media. Yeah, that's what they move. They move in the goalpost, bro. Because see what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all why you seeing everybody saying that Zepeda ain't shit, right? Because these haters, they know how special Shakur Stevenson is, right? So they tell you shit that they don't believe, right? They tell you shit just to try to minimize what he is. They do that shit to Shakur and Devin Haney. So they'll say shit that they don't really believe to fit in with the rest of the crowd, a sheep mentality to try to minimize what he is, to spit on him. That's what they do. So what they'll do is they'll tell you, oh, he ducking. If he fight William Zepeda, all he gonna do is try to run and survive for 12 rounds. He don't know what to do with a pressure fighter. William Zepeda do this and William Zepeda do that, right? But that's when they think the fight ain't gonna get made, right? Because a lot of people did think this fight was gonna get made. At one point, I didn't think the fight was gonna get made because it was looking like William Zepeda, which he was for a long time, was ducking the fight, and the fight wasn't gonna get made, right? So when they thought the fight wasn't gonna get made, they was loud. You know what I'm saying? They was loud. Now when they make the fight and Shakur get a chance to call their bluff and make them look stupid, then they move the goalposts. Then it's he fight who? He ain't shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? What has he done? That dude ain't shit. He should stop him. He should run through him. If he don't run through him and dominate him, he ain't this and he ain't what he say he is. That's why. Same shit they did to Floyd Mayweather. And the funny thing is, right, is a lot of y'all not old enough to remember, but I am. They actually did the same shit, but this is before social media, right? This was just white media. You know what I'm saying? The media, right? The old media. They did that shit to Roy Jones. They used to say Roy Jones was a runner. Roy Jones was boring. It was a point in time in Roy Jones' career where they built a narrative that he was boring, that he was a runner, and all of that shit. If you don't believe me, go back to some of the old HBO broadcasts and watch it. I'm telling you, man. And these narratives have only been with black fighters. But now, hey, it ain't a race thing because black fans is doing it also. So, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just a sheep mentality. If everybody is saying it, just follow the leader. KG, what it do? What it do, fam? What's happening with it? Joseph Jackson say, when the fight get closer, they get quiet or start talking shit. Yeah. That's what I mean by move the goalposts. And they've already started to move the goalposts. If he goes out there and dominate, because you know what I'm saying, the fight has to still happen, right? If he go out there and dominate and he moved to go and he does do that, right? Now the goalposts, they gonna move the goalposts all the way. They gonna take that bitch all the way off the field. You know what I'm saying? But these are the same people that was hyping up Pitbull Cruz. And I already gave you the comparison. William Zepeda fought the same man that Pitbull Cruz really lost to in a 12-round decision. William Zepeda went out there and stopped him in like 3-4 rounds. Walked through him. That's a fight that I would love to see. After William Zepeda loses to Shakur Stevenson, I want to see William Zepeda versus Pitbull Cruz. That's a hell of a fight. Or I would like to see William Zepeda versus Kid Austin. That's the fight I want to see. William Zepeda versus Pitbull Cruz or William Zepeda versus Kid Austin. Kawhi Elliott, yeah, we'll have to, you know, come back to that. I already got a $500 bet with somebody else on that fight too. WTF Media, Pitbull was never like that to me neither. I never thought Pitbull was like that. Everybody that's watching me know I've always said Pitbull ain't like that. Like he's a one-dimensional fighter. He's wild. If you can box, if you know how to box, you're going to give Pitbull. If you know how to box and you got good defense and your cardio, right, you in good shape, you're going to give Pitbull problems. Never thought that Pitbull Cruz was like that. But I'm saying it was a large fan base that tried to hype Pitbull up. You know what I'm saying? My man say, how good was Evander Holyfield during your time? Evander Holyfield was him. People got to understand, man, Evander Holyfield came from cruiserweight. He won the cruiserweight championship with like 12 fights against Dwight Muhammad Krawi in 86 with shit. Dwight Muhammad Krawi was dominating the cruiserweight division. This is when, you know what I'm saying, like 15-round fights. You know what I'm saying? This 15-round fights. Dwight Muhammad was that dude, and they put Evander Holyfield in there against him with like 12 fights. He won the cruiserweight title. And then he beat him in a rematch. And then, you know what I'm saying, a little bit after that, you know, he moved up to heavyweight. And as soon as he moved up to heavyweight, he started calling out Mike Tyson. And when Holyfield moved up to heavyweight, man, a lot of his shit was overshadowed by what Mike Tyson was doing and how excited Mike Tyson was. But go back and watch some of Evander Holyfield fights in the late 80s when he moved up to heavyweight. Hey, Holyfield was like that. Hand speed, 20, toughness, power, explosiveness. Holyfield had all of that, and he was small. He was a small heavyweight. He wasn't big. You know what I'm saying? He got a little bigger when he got, you know what I'm saying, older. But Holyfield was, man, he was explosive. Um, his fast twitch muscles was crazy. Upper body movement, like Holyfield was a beast and a warrior. And I've never thought that Mike Tyson was like shit. I ain't gonna lie. When Mike Tyson lost to Riddick Bowe, I mean not to Riddick Bowe, to Buster Douglas, I cried. So I was a huge Mike Tyson fan also, but I always said that Evander Holyfield would beat Mike Tyson. I remember being a little kid telling all my daddy friends, I was telling all of them because that fight was supposed to happen. Remember, Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, and then Mike Tyson went back. He got a couple wins against Razor Ruddock, and that fight was still supposed to happen between him and Holyfield, and then he ended up catching that case. So that fight didn't happen between him and Holyfield in 91-ish, right? But when that fight was supposed to happen, I told everybody, I said, Mike Tyson can't beat Holyfield. Mike Tyson can't beat Holyfield. And then fast forward, when they did fight, like 6 years later, I told everybody then, I said, Mike Tyson's not going to beat Holyfield. And the crazy thing about it, right? People try to say, well, Mike Tyson wasn't in his prime no more. He had went to prison. That's some bullshit. That's some pure bullshit. Mike Tyson had got out of prison. He had a bunch of fights, and he was running through niggas. They was calling him the baddest man on the planet again. He was running through everybody, knocking everybody out just like he did before he left, right? Even more so than he did before he left, because before he left the prison, he had lost to Riddick Bowe. I mean, why I keep calling that man Riddick Bowe? He had lost to Buster Douglas, and he had like a tough fight with Stewart. He had, I think, 2 tough fights with Razor Ruddock. So he wasn't running through dudes like that before he went to prison. When he got out of prison, Mike Tyson was running through everybody. And Holyfield was the exact opposite. Holyfield was supposed to be old. People were saying Holyfield was washed up and old. And, you know, and Holyfield was like a 32 to Holyfield was that was the biggest upset in boxing history at that time. Like, for real. If you had to put $1,000 on Holyfield to win that fight, I wish I was old enough. I was in high school at that time, but I wish I was old enough to gamble. If I had $1,000, I guarantee you I would have put it on Holyfield, and I would have still been counting money from back then right now. That's how big of an underdog Holyfield was. Didn't nobody expect Holyfield to win, but goddamn near me and Holyfield. And his people. Real talk. It's a true story. So people like to make excuses like, oh man, Tyson wasn't in his prime. Nah, that's bullshit. Holyfield wasn't in his prime. Holyfield was way out of his prime. Tyson was wrecking shit. And anybody in here that's old enough to remember and was watching boxing back then, know what I'm saying is 1,000% fact. My man said, how good would Adrien Broner be? Yeah, Holyfield had heart problems too. He had retired. He had got beat up by Michael Moore, and he had to retire for a minute. John Wick said he was bum bashing. That's why when he ran into Holyfield, he got beat. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't really fighting. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting the Frank Brunos and the Bruce Zeldins, and you pretty much right. You right about that. And Holyfield was fighting the toughest fights. He was fighting Riddick Bowe, the Michael Moores, he was fighting them ones. That was another difference. But Broner, doc, I don't even want to get on Broner. Broner was never disciplined, man. Broner never would have been the top, the cream of the crop of the best. When we talk about bomb bashing, Broner really made a name off of bashing. I don't want to call them bums, but lower tier fighters. Nobody's never witnessed Adrien Broner beat a. Has Adrien Broner ever beat an even B level fighter? I mean, he beat Paulie, but Paulie was kind of like at the end of his, you know what I'm saying, road. Paulie was near the end of his career then. Paulie wasn't the same Paulie. You know what I'm saying? Paulie wasn't the same Paulie that he was, you know what I'm saying, that fought Cotto and them guys back then. So I don't know, man. And hey, I was hurt when Adrien Broner lost to Marcos Madonna. Like AB was my guy. But you know, and people used to clown me, you know, because I was such a big AB fan. I used to get clowned for that shit, and I used to defend AB, man. If y'all know how I used to be defending AB, man, I used to defend the shit out of some AB because that was my guy. Like AB was my guy. But now you got to look at the situation, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fan of a fighter like that no more. I'm just a fan of the sport. And, you know, I look at it and I'm like, AB really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it came to fighting the best competition, he never proved that he was that. He couldn't compete with them guys. And I always say this, man, when it comes to AB, and I hope he get his shit together, man. I like AB too. So people think I don't like Adrien Broner. Like, I fuck with AB, but I just to keep it real, man, AB wasn't competing. It's a difference between fighting top level competition and you know, competing and having tough fights with them and maybe, you know, losing a close decision and things like that. AB was getting shut out by these guys. AB was getting shut out by the Sean Porters, the Mikey Garcias, you know what I'm saying? We seen what happened with Marcos Madonna, with Manny Pacquiao. Like, when AB fought the top competition, he wasn't competing with them. That's what lets me know that AB was never like that. He wasn't competing with them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Sean Porter lost to like guys like Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, right? Sean Porter lost to them top tier A-level fighters, but he competed with all of them. The Terrence Crawfords, right? He competed. He gave all of them tough fights. AB didn't compete. That's the difference. So how can you be elite when they put you in the ring with other elite fighters and you can't even compete with them, right? Now tell me where I'm telling the lie at. To elite, what's happening with it? And like I said, I don't think it was a bigger AB fan than me. But you gotta keep it a buck. One thing I want to touch on, right? Because I seen a lot of people talking about this shit on Twitter and whatnot yesterday, right? And Joseph Jackson, I'm gonna talk about it because I know you a big Devin Haney fan, right? And I'm gonna keep it straight down the middle, just like I did with Shakur. I've seen a lot of people crying because it looks like that David Benavidez and Anthony Yard is going to be the main event instead of Devin Haney and my boy Brian Norman, right? So it's going to be another like double main event, but you know, David Benavidez and Anthony Yard is going to be the last fight on the card, right? They like the main event, and you know, Haney and Brian Norman is the main event, right? But not the main event. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? And I've seen a lot of people crying because, well, Haney should be the main event. Haney and Brian Norman should be the main event, and this, and that. And I'm like, man, just like I said about the Shakur thing, with him not being the main event, and they let Edgar Berlanga fight last. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Why are y'all crying about corny shit? I don't give a damn who fight first and who fight last. Just as long as they fight. We gotta stop crying about shit when just a few years ago it was a lot worse in boxing. We could only dream about getting some of these fights that we get now. Right? That shit was just fantasy fights to us. Now we crying about, oh man, what ain't the main event? And this person going before. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I don't care when Shakur Stevenson is fighting because he fighting the second to last fight. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. And he shouldn't either. Is you still getting paid the same fight purse? You know what I'm saying? And so I feel the same way when it comes to Devin Haney and Brian Norman. And Brian Norman is my guy. Now, Brian Norman, or I haven't heard Brian Norman or Devin Haney say nothing about this, right? I ain't heard them say nothing about it, but I've heard fans crying about it, making a big deal. Oh, here go Turkey doing this again. And this. Man, who gives a fuck? Is they gonna fight or not? That's all I care about. Just make cool. Care where they put them on the card. If y'all want that to be the main event, well, then that's your main event. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to make a difference. You still going to be able to watch it. It still is what it is. Now, if the fight were to be in the States and they make you like, they put you on early on in the card and shit, now then it matters because a lot of fans show up to boxing events at the last minute and shit, right? So they put you on early on the card, then you messed around and you done missed you know what I'm saying? You done missed the fight. I've damn near did that before. You know what I'm saying? Just like but in this case, we don't gotta worry about that, right? And that's and the same thing with Shakur with his fight. Everybody know he the second. It's two main events. They promoted it very well, so you know they're not gonna have to worry about that. But it's been instances like, matter of fact, Tevin Farmer. That's what I didn't understand, right? Tevin Farmer and Floyd Schofield. They put them on. They was the first fight on the card. So I'm out I was out grocery shopping, right? And I'm like, oh man, let me go to DAZN on my phone to see if the fights have started. I see Tevin Farmer and them walk into the ring. And I'm like, why the hell they put them the first fight on the card? Now, in that instance, I think you're doing bad business because ain't no way that Tevin Farmer and Floyd Schofield should have been there early on the card because a lot of people miss it. You know what I'm saying? People don't get to the arena that early. But yeah, man. Yeah, John Wick. The fighters ain't complaining like that. They getting that bag. Pay me, and I don't care where I fight. But like, man, as a fan, it's like I think because I don't know, man. It's half and half, man. Is a lot of people just don't like Turkey, so they want to find some shit to complain about. Right, and then the other people, they just shit. Maybe they too invested into the fighter they like. It don't really matter, man. That shit don't really matter. Devin Haney and Brian Norman still gonna fight the same way. They still gonna fight the same way. Yeah. WTF Media. The whole card is a main event. Every fight on the card could be a main event, right? So what we crying about? What do we got to cry about? We shouldn't be crying about none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But John Wick say fans are spoiled and can't accept change. Man, I don't know what it is, man. Like, as boxing fans, as a real see, we gotta say some people are fans of a fighter and some people are boxing fans. So I'm just speaking for the boxing fans. If you a real boxing fans, man, boxing fan, y'all living in the dream. We living in the dream right now for the sport of boxing. Just think about this shit. 3 years ago, we was looking at the sport and all of these fights was fantasy fights. We couldn't even get Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. That shit was like looking like it was never gonna happen. All of them fights was fantasy fights. And now, honestly, it's only 2 fights that's looking like we may never get. That's Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, right? That's one. And Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. Other than that, it ain't no fights out there that we looking at that we like, man, it ain't gonna never happen. It could never happen. Now we looking at Jerome Boots and Virgil Ortiz. That's finally gonna happen within, probably before the year end. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't have never got no Devin Haney and Brian Norman before. That shit would have just been a bunch of talk. It would have been, well, Brian Norman with Top Rank, and Devin and Bill don't fuck with Top Rank because you know what Bob Arum said about Devin and Bill, so they don't work together, and they don't work with each other, so the fight could happen, but it can't happen because of it. Man, it would have been all of that. Williams Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson, we wouldn't even be getting that fight. Well, Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya and De La Hoya say that Shakur got to do this, and that, man, if none of these fights will be happening. You know what I'm saying? None of them. All the heavyweight fights that happen. You know what I'm saying? All of these fights that's happening, none of these fights would be happening if it wasn't. Hey, bite blood out your bottom lip, get mad. If it wasn't for Turkey, none of these fights would be happening. But see, also what it did is the fans that's just fans of a fighter that ain't really fans of the sport took their bragging rights away. Because now they can no longer run around and, oh shit, he'll never get a fight and Tank ain't gonna fight, because that's who it mostly was. It was mostly Tank fans, and Tank ain't gonna fight him because they take the payday and this and that. Now, and then you had motherfuckers sitting around, wouldn't fight the next best because they were scared they was gonna miss out on the payday versus Tank, and they didn't want to lose, and it was all fucked up. And everybody waiting around on one man, you know what I'm saying, to get a payday, and then he ain't fight because he get to pick and choose because he know that he gonna get a high payday choosing anybody, and now that shit ain't happening no more. Now all of a sudden he talking about retiring because the walls done caved in on him. Let's just keep it a buck. If Tank get past Lamont Roach, if he do, because that's a 50-50 fight. I still ain't made my pick yet, but that's a 50-50 fight. And Tank could very well lose to Lamont Roach. Don't get it twisted. So ain't nobody can look past Lamont Roach, right? But let's just say he do beat Lamont Roach. Let's say he do beat Lamont Roach. If he don't get that Jake Paul fight, which is some clown shit, but if he gets the Jake Paul fight, whatever happened in that fight, he going to retire. Because that Jake Paul fight, he gonna get so much bread out that fight. It's gonna like that is gonna give him $100 million. He gonna get $100 million if he fight Jake Paul. So one part of me is like, I can't tell a man to turn down that type of money, right? That's one part of me. Then the other part of me is like, that's some clown shit. Because all these fighters that you, from the Gary Russells to the Tevin Farmers to I mean, we got a whole list of fighters that you ain't never fought, and now you're gonna run and fight Jake Paul and retire. One side of me say that, and then another side of me say, hey man, shit. I can't tell a man not to go get no money like that, right? Because if it's on the table, hey. So I'm kind of split down the middle just to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. So, but if he get that type of money and get a Jake Paul fight, he ain't coming back and fighting no tough fights. I don't give a fuck what Turkey put on the table. He ain't coming back and fighting no. You know what I'm saying? I got 200 million in the bank. 150 million in the bank. Let's say 150 with what I made off of Jake Paul and what I already got. What I need to come back and risk losing, right? Getting clowned if I lose in front of the whole world, being in tough fights, fighting the best of the best. I don't need to do all that. Shit, I got enough money. I'm gone. Yeah, but if he don't get the Jake Paul fight, right? If he don't get the Jake Paul fight, the walls have closed in. They closed in, y'all. Because now he don't no longer get to pick and choose and get the highest payday. I told y'all last year, 2025 was going to be the year of shit or get off the pot. Now, anybody in here heard me say that, tell me I wasn't 1,000% right when I said that. It ain't no more moving around and cherry picking fighters and getting these high paydays for none of these fighters. You gonna get paid, but you gonna earn your pay now. The best gonna have to fight the best if you want that pay. So take Gervonta Davis. If he don't get the Jake Paul fight, his back is closed against the wall. Now, if Shakur goes out there, puts on a spectacular performance, Shakur may ruin his chances of getting the Gervonta Davis fight. Because the better Shakur look, the more Gervonta Davis ain't going to want that fight. The more Gervonta Davis, if he even thinks about taking that fight, the more money he going to demand. Now, Shakur go out there and look like some shit and damn near barely struggle and get a victory over Williams Zepeda. Well, Tank will fight it. Tank will probably, you know what I'm saying? If Turkey put a big offer on the table, Tank, you know what I'm saying, fight him. But fighters don't, it's very few fighters in the sport. And Tank definitely ain't one of them that's going to be like, oh, man, you look spectacular. You just stopped this man that ain't nobody stopped before. You did everything you said you was going to do, and you was dominant. I want to fight him. Come on, man. Let's just keep it real. Can't nobody look at me with a straight face and tell me that they've ever seen that out of Gervonta Davis. Oh, he looked dominant, man. He wrecking through shit. I want to fight him. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. If Shakur go out there and dominate Williams Zepeda and stop him or or dominate him for 12 rounds, it's going to be that much harder for Shakur to get a fight with Tank. So everybody keep talking this Tank shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that much harder. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. I mean, like I said, prove me wrong. Anything, he going to have a chance to prove me wrong. But like I said, I don't expect Tank to even acknowledge a Shakur Stevenson or none of these, fighters, because he got a fight on his hands. We seen what has been happening to these fighters that look past the opponent in front of them and start talking about the next opponent. So I don't expect Gervonta Davis to do that, right? Because Lamont Roach ain't nobody to play with. John Wick say, I think Tank will fight Keyshawn before he fights Shakur. I don't. Uh-uh. I don't. I think in some ways, Keyshawn is more dangerous than Shakur. I think in some ways, Keyshawn is more dangerous than Shakur. And the reason I say that, listen to the reason I say that, right? Because if Shakur Stevenson beats Gervonta Davis, the majority of people have Shakur Stevenson beating Gervonta Davis by outboxing him, right? That's the majority of people say, okay, yeah, well, he may beat Tank, right? But he gonna outbox him. I'm saying the mass majority. If you know, if they see Shakur winning any type of way, they see him winning a Tank fight by outboxing him. Keyshawn is different. Even myself, I think Keyshawn stopping Tank. Keyshawn gonna come get you. Now, as far as Gervonta Davis, right? Giving Gervonta Davis his just due, I think Gervonta Davis is a more dangerous threat to Keyshawn than he is Shakur, because although I got Keyshawn with a much higher probability of stopping Tank, he also have a much higher probability than Shakur Stevenson of getting stopped by Tank, right? So Keyshawn versus Tank is a fight that I see somebody going to sleep. I got Tank going to sleep, but it's a possibility that Keyshawn can go to sleep too, right? Because his aggressiveness, Keyshawn gonna go get you. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot more aggressive than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur is going, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be on his P's and Q's at all times, right? He gonna make sure his defense is on 20. Now, Keyshawn, he letting them hands fly. Now, not to say that Keyshawn don't have great defense also, right? Because Keyshawn, Keyshawn is a catch and shoot type of guy, just kind of like we seen Lamont Roach do with Tank, right? Lamont Roach showed that if you can stay in the pocket and you can time Tank and catch and shoot his shit, he gonna have problems with that. Well, Keyshawn can do that, and he can do it from the outside mid-range because he's much bigger than Tank. He's longer, and like I said, that is a much more dangerous fight as far as knockout probability. So yeah, Core is dangerous when it's like, okay, well, Tank can get embarrassed and lose a bunch of fucking rounds, right? Keyshawn is, well, Tank can go out there and he get his, you know what I'm saying? He get his meat knocked out of his taco. You know what I'm talking about? Keyshawn put them hands on you, you know. He might slide your cheese off your omelet. See what I'm saying? You might get your motherfucking cheese slid off your omelet. But so, you know, I think that Keyshawn and Tank, I got it like a 60-40 fight for Keyshawn Davis. But like I said, dog, it's, you know, Keyshawn could go to sleep too. With Shakur and Tank, to me, it's a low probability of Tank stopping Shakur because Shakur be on point with his defense. So, you know, that's why I say Keyshawn is more dangerous as far as the hurt business. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the hurt business. Keyshawn is more dangerous. Just as far as just going out there and getting the win, however it got to be done, well, then you would say that Shakur is more dangerous. But all in all, right? Gervonta Davis won another big, huge payday. If he don't get Jake Paul, he's gonna have to fight a Shakur Stevenson, a Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney's or whoever it may be. He's gonna have to. It's the time is up. And I got to take my hat off to Leonard Ellaby, Gervonta Davis and his whole team, man, that was a hell of a blueprint. We ain't never seen, man, that blueprint that they ran, that shit that they ran on the boxing world, they was able to run that shit from 2017 all the way to 2025. 2017 to 2025. We ain't never seen a motherfucking plan for Tank, a blueprint ran that long. They was able to weave their way around all of the top competition from 2017 all the way to 2025. If that man, hey, he needs to be paying his team extra. Hey, hey, say, man, name me a fighter that was able to have a blueprint like that lasts that long and was able to weave and bob and weave through all the traffic that long. You know what I'm saying? For that long. You know what I'm talking about? That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And so when you look at it, right? When you look at it, right? I look at the fans. He fooled the fans for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because we was the ones that was paying to see him. We was the ones that was tuning into pay-per-views. We was the ones that gave him all the praise and put him up there with the greats and this and that. That was a play. That was a genius play. And you know what I'm saying? We got to give it up to Leonard Ellaby. We got a plan for Tank. Tank don't have to worry about none of these guys. So all you Tank those fights gonna happen. Tank gonna get all them guys one, but and he had it. Except for me, I ain't believe. After a while, I'm like, yeah, this nigga full of shit. He just, you know what I'm saying? He just stringing motherfuckers along. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got that partner that'll tell you around that he finna pull up for 2 hours. Oh yeah. I'm right around the corner. Yeah, I'm right around the corner. I'm finna pull up right now. And he just stringing you along. He got you waiting on him. And he around the corner and you look up, it's been 2 hours and he's still telling you he finna pull up here around the corner. That's Tank. That's Leonard Ellaby. That's them. They kept stringing. Tank gonna get all these guys. These fights ain't ready yet. When these fights, next thing you know, hey, man, y'all can have boxing. I'm finna retire. Next thing you know, this nigga done ran up $100 and some million. Hey man, y'all gotta laugh at that shit for real, cause that's some genius shit. Hey, they did some genius shit, man. Next thing you know, this nigga got 200 M's in his bank account talking about some, hey, you know what, man? Shit, after this fight, man, y'all can have this boxing shit. I'm finna retire. I'm gone. Oh, shit. That nigga Tank pulled a fast one. Hey, Leonard Ellaby and them, they pulled a fast one. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. He had fans finna kill for him and shit. Man, Tank, what you say about Tank? Man, I can't fucking stand you, man. Man, Tank gonna knock all of them out, man. Ain't none of them fucking with Tank. Man, Tank can line them all up in one night. Hey, bruh, that nigga, man, it ain't never been. Hey, people talk about how big of a genius Floyd Mayweather was in the boxing game. Floyd don't touch what Tank really did, because Floyd had to really go through fire. Floyd had to fight the best of the best. Floyd had to really prove he was like that. Floyd was really in them trenches, right? Floyd had to really being dog fights from early on in his career. Like he was really out in the trenches. So when people try to say, "Oh man, it's the Floyd Mayweather blueprint," and Floyd did not, man, ain't nobody did better business than what they all did collectively with Gervonta Davis. Ain't nobody did, man. Ain't nobody ever in boxing been able to run a play and run a bag up without ever having to fight none of the number one cats in his weight division or number two. Hey, shit, that shit is genius. Like as a boxing fan, I don't like it, right? But if I'm looking at that shit as a businessman, I'm like, man, they ran a play. Now, granted, Gervonta Davis did his part, right? Because the fighters that they did put him in the ring with, although none of them were the best of the best, right? Although none of them, you know what I'm saying? But he did fight some solid competition. He fought solid competition and he put them all to sleep. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Make it like I'm just saying that, you know, he went in there and just fought all Rudy Poos and they just ran just to play. No, he did his part, right? Because in order to run a play like they ran with Tank, you gotta have a certain type of fighter to do it. You gotta have a fighter that got knockout power, that's explosive. Tank had all of that. That can actually box. That's hella athletic, right? He had all of that. The only difference is they knew that if we put him in the ring against the other best top tier, they know when the best fight the best, the outcome can go either way. And that's for anybody. When you fight the best competition, the outcome can go either way. When you fight certain styles of competition, right? The fight can go either way. Everybody has a style that they have a problem with. It ain't no perfect box fighter. Ain't no perfect fighter. Shakur Stevenson, he got a certain style that he's going to have a problem with. Everybody have that certain step. So they managed him perfectly. They was able to skip around all them guys, put him in front of guys that when they looked at it, when they studied it, they knew that his abilities was going to make him look great against them, right? And, hey, it was perfect, man. The business, the matchmaking, everything was perfect. And it built him into invincible superstar to a lot of fans, right? It built him into an invisible superstar. It's kind of like Mike Tyson. They did that shit with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was invincible. My bad, I said invisible. I meant invincible, right? Mike Tyson was invincible to a lot of people. A lot of people still feel to this day that Mike Tyson was still invincible if he, you know. But great business minds. Great business minds. My man TBE 101 say, who wins if prime Mike Tyson fights Ali in a 12-round fight? And why does boxing ego be taking shots at you? There he go talking that boxing again. I don't know. I mean, I don't give a fuck what he do. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't on here to talk about none of that. But as far as Ali and Mike Tyson, man, real talk. I got Ali. Mike Tyson had problems with long rangey fighters that had a good jab. They could keep him on the outside. Yeah, I got Ali hands down. Even Mike Tyson said he couldn't beat Ali. Ali in his prime, yeah. And Mike Tyson go fade. They going fit. You said 12 rounds. I still got Ali. Because Ali with that footwork, he going to make it difficult for Mike Tyson to get in on the inside. Then when Mike Tyson do get in on the inside, Ali know how to wrap you up. Then he know how to lay on them ropes and lean back on them ropes You know, and come off them ropes with them shots and shit too. Yeah, Ali. Ali was he was built different, man. Them fighters back then was built different. Out the mud, boxing say Tank robbed the boxing. He said he robbed the bank with boxing, fought solid but not talented special fighters, beat special fighters. He said special fighters beat special fighters. He didn't do that. Yeah, nah. He ain't beat no special fighters. Nah. My man G tatted up say that's why he say that's why I enjoy the underdog and the fighters that aren't known. He say who everybody say, oh, he's nobody because historically those have proved to be some of the best matches and upsets. Yeah, that's real talk. That's real shit. Hey, it done got me before plenty of times in boxing. Me thinking like, oh man, like when Sean Porter fought Kell Brook, I ain't know who Kell Brook was. I'm like, man, Sean Porter finna go up, beat the shit out this bomb. And before I knew it, I was looking at the TV like, what the hell is going on? I didn't know who Kell Brook was. I thought he was just a, motherfucker from the UK that had a hyped up ass record that hadn't fought nobody. Kell Brook was really like that. And Sean Porter found out that night. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to a great event this weekend, man. The all women's event on Friday. I'm looking forward to Savannah Marshall, Shadeja Green, of course, the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. I don't know who Alicia Baumgardner fighting, but that's gonna be. And then on Saturday, it's gonna be lit. I'm talking about we got David Morrell. He back. He fighting a complete knockout artist. So David Morrell might have a tough fight on his hands too, right? Then we got Alberto Puyo and Matias. That's a 50-50 fight. We got who else on that card? I know I'm missing somebody. on that card. And then you know what I'm saying? We got Shakur Stevenson, Williams Zepeda. I can't wait for that fight. And we got Hamza Shiraz versus that boy Edgar Berlanga. That's a 50-50 fight right there. I see a lot of people on the fence with that fight. You got a lot of people saying Edgar Berlanga is going to stop Shiraz, and you got a lot of people saying that Hamza Shiraz is going to outbox the shit out of Edgar Berlanga. Hell of a fights, man. Hell of a fights. I still ain't got my pick for Berlanga and Shiraz. I want Berlanga to win, but I kind of want Berlanga to win. But then if Berlanga fuck around and win, man, Berlanga, I don't know. He be moving kind of funny because he should have been fighting Caleb Plant. And now that we seen how Caleb Plant, and salute to Caleb Plant that he's still my guy, but now that we seen how Caleb looked in his last fight, if Berlanga had took that fight, he might have would have stopped Caleb Plant because Berlanga do got power. And we see that Caleb Plant don't look like he can take power like that no more. So, you know what I'm saying? Berlanga was the one that was ducking that Caleb Plant smoke. Caleb wanted that fight. So, I don't know. Caleb, he fuck around and win that fight. His head gonna get too goddamn big. You know what I'm saying? He gonna think he Mike Tyson at 86. He fuck around and win that fight by knockout. You ain't gonna be able to tell him shit. So let's see. But it's gonna be lit. And for all the haters that talk down on Shakur Stevenson, they gonna be the first ones breaking their neck to watch the fights. They all gonna be watching it. Remember that? Oh, we'll never watch another Shakur Stevenson fight. If I want to be put to sleep, I'll watch a Shakur Stevenson fight. Yeah, they all gonna be watching it. They can't stop talking about it. They all talking about it. All the Shakur Stevenson hating ass channels, they all talking about him. every day. So we know what it is. So man, y'all smash that like button because everybody in here smash the like button. Do me that favor, smash the like button. Because a lot of y'all ain't smashed the like button. It's free. It don't cost nothing. Quit hating and smash the like button. You know what I'm talking about? Quit hating and smash that like button. But with all that being said, man, I'm finna take my ass to bed. It's late. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure that y'all like, subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. Share this. You know what I'm saying? Share this. And you know, hey, I'm going to be back cooking. I'm going to be back before the fights. I appreciate y'all. Be on the lookout. Hit the bell icon so you know when I'm coming on. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that tuned in. We out. Y'all already know how I do. Take, I'm talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.